All right, and we're rolling. John, Riley, thanks for joining, fellas. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Did you found the place okay?
Oh yeah, no problem.
I'm happy both of you guys came here. I'm excited that, just anyone that essentially plays hockey in Halifax and that had a route and eventually ended up in Halifax. I know you played midget hockey, but you left and went away.
Yep.
So the fact that you came all the way back here, it's always exciting to travel and go see another part of the world and play hockey. It's just stories for days. So
That's true.
Pumped. Riley, always happy to have you here as well. Yeah. I gave you the intro as the official camera guy for the high button, so you're gonna have to give a lot of insight, a lot of fuck ups that I've done the past couple of days.
A lot of technical difficulties lately, so we're working through it though, getting better.
You know what? I just like that camera right there. I bought that the other day. We can just use that. That's 1080p. I didn't even think about it.
Do that, man.
I'm a complete dummy. All right, John, let's go. So I want to start with I hate the fact that they changed it to the Titans.
I do too.
So what was when that first, because you were the first year when they called it the Titans.
Yeah.
So everyone in the room was not happy about that?
No, I mean, like the transition, the room was still painted red.
Yeah.
I mean, the colors were red and white, so you could kind of get away with it, but like the yellow, like within the McDonald's and stuff like that.
So did they paint it all throughout the year?
No, not that year, but I think it was the next year. But anyway, yeah, started there. I was at a spring camp, and Kirk Tomlinson, the coach.
Was he still coaching there?
He was still coaching,
yeah. He coached me too.
Yeah. Approached me and just said, listen, like, I think you could be a good player in major midget. Like, is there any way that you could come out to spring camp? And right after spring camp, he committed me. So it was a pretty good, like, smooth transition into major midget from Bantam.
How old were you? Like your first year out of Bantam, you went to major midget?
No. I finished Bantam.
Okay.
And then I went and played. What was it? I think I didn't finish midget. I was eligible to play one more year, but I left to play junior. Looking back, I wish I would have stayed midget. And I did the exact same thing in junior too. I didn't play my 20 year. I left my 19.
Interesting.
And looking back, I think I really should have.
Too horny.
Yeah. Honestly, I got a little too horny to go play junior hockey and. I mean,
you're young, looking like, you're young. Like you're not really thinking bigger picture at that time. Like
it's true.
I remember that happened to me when I played major midget. I didn't leave early, but I went somewhere where I shouldn't have went.
Yeah.
And Kirk always put it this way. He's like, you know what, Justin? Right now, you're that fucking hot girl at the dance, and everyone just wants to fuck you. So what you need to do is just lay back and let them come to you. You don't need to go to them.
I've definitely heard that reference before.
You know what? I don't.
He's used it on me.
He's like an old school coach, and he puts things into terms where kids like us can understand.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. When you went to major midget though, out of Bantam, did you know about major midget, like how big of a deal it was, or because I love talking to guys about that transition?
Yeah, I knew about it. Well, like going through the ranks through Pee Wee, Bantam, stuff like that. I always played the high performance program. I always made the team. And I think that's how Kirk eventually noticed me.
Okay.
And just brought me in and I sorry?
No, Kirk's a Tantalon guy, just like you, right? So okay,
And that's the first time he saw me was out in St. Margaret's Bay Arena.
There you go.
So yeah, he brought me on, and then my first year.
So wait, did you play with Alex Afaris?
No.
Okay.
No.
Never mind then.
No.
I thought he was there because Kirk was there when he was there, and he was there when they played for the Titans.
Yeah.
My mind could be a little blurry. That was a long time ago.
It was.
Anyways, no, that's awesome. Is Timmy still there when you were there?
No, Tim left after a couple years once I was gone.
Oh, you know Tim though?
Yeah, I know Tim. Tim's probably one of the greatest guys I've ever met.
The handlebars?
Yeah.
Just the guy that's
the staple that's always with.
Halifax,
right?
He's the face of Halifax McDonald's hockey, honestly, and Halifax Titans hockey, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I think at the form / Civic in general, because he's.
I haven't seen him around there, right?
I see his daughter sometimes. His daughter's up in McDonald's here. I see her all the time.
Yeah.
But like all the alumni that used to play for the Halifax McDonald's, like he just knows everyone.
Oh yeah.
Like everyone.
He knows everybody.
And like he has stories for days about road trips and things like that. You ever like in the dressing room, like like you can lift up the seat and you see all the autographs underneath the seat?
Oh yeah.
It's pretty cool lifting up some of those.
It is really cool. That is really cool.
Yeah, like seeing some of the old alumni that you used to look up to, and it's like, oh shit, I'm sitting in this seat.
Yeah.
Did you guys sign that?
Oh, of course, yeah.
So they're looking like, who the fuck is this now? Like,
yeah, essentially.
Mine would be the back door heading into the form. I sat 2 seats in.
So if I'm looking at the door To the right?
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the goalie sat
Goalie
to the
sat
left.
on the other side, exactly.
I remember that was a big deal for me, like being able to like leave my gear at the room. Like I made it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, I don't have to bring my gear home. I made it.
Yeah, and then the next one is you get your sticks for free, and then you
Yeah.
and then you really made it.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That because like when I played Bantam, I was never expected to play major midget. I had a late like growth spurt, whatever. When it came to hockey, I guess you could say, like I was better later on. And then once I found out I made it, Kirk put it to me in a weird way. He's like, "Do you want to play on the team?" And I didn't think I was gonna make it.
Right.
And I was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah!" And I was probably the more exciting thing was the fact that I got my own dressing room. I didn't have to carry my gear around. Okay, well that's good.
Another perk of being in Halifax, eh? Like I was down in Bridgewater, so we're sharing the room with our major midget team. We're sharing the room with the Lumberjacks. So every Friday night home games, and then Bridgewater, the Lumbies would have Friday night home game, and then we play Saturday night. So they're packing their gear up, and we have to move it out for after Friday morning practice.
When Dudes and Nosy were there, they were telling me about that. I didn't know you guys had to share.
Oh, it was brutal, man.
So do you guys share stalls?
Yeah, well, yeah. So like as the Mustangs, it was like our room was painted our color because we were there first, right?
Yeah.
But like, so we had our name bars up there, but so the Lumbies would just move their gear in when they played, move it out when they're not. Like they had a big locker, like
That'd be
a big
frustrating.
auditorium, like right outside the dressing room where they like had all their warm up stuff and did everything out there. So like,
The stories coming out of that rink are ridiculous.
Oh, man.
Did you guys take that pink bus?
I didn't. I never did.
But you heard about it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That thing burned to the ground. Literally.
Did it? Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Literally caught on fire. Like
You guys had a pink bus?
The Bridgewater did. Yeah. Like for
The Lumberjacks.
when we first came to Bridgewater.
Goodness me.
And there wasn't enough seats for the team, so like some guys had to stand on the way to the rink. And like there was
Come
no
on.
billets in
when they were an
Bridgewater.
expansion team- Well, because they moved were you with them when they moved from
Bridgewater?
Bridgewater, or it was like right before they?
I don't think so. No.
They because the Wolverines moved to Bridgewater, right? The Halifax Wolverines, and that's who Lumberjacks are now essentially. But,
Oh, I always thought the Lions were the Wolverines. That's interesting.
Well,
like in Junior A. Oh,
they were, weren't they?
Oh, I thought you said-
I don't know. Didn't they change their name though? Like, wasn't it
that organization.
Wolverine? I don't know. They bounced around a lot.
That's a league that changed. I hate when teams change their name, like
it's
with
hard
the
to keep
Max and.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up.
The
now,
Subways is another good one that
Did they change their name?
yeah, they're like the Steel Subarus now or something like that. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't really follow Major Midget. I've been gone for so long.
Yeah, literally. I don't even recognize half the team's names. Half the names are like this
Oh,
long. like,
sponsors
it's like-
and then just like a name.
Same with junior hockey. I remember being so excited for like the World Juniors at Christmas time,
Yeah.
because I knew all the guys on the team. But now when it comes on, I don't know anyone. I got to do my research on who's like the guy that's going to the show. Anyways, nonetheless.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that's the way.
Drake Batherson was there this past year. He's a local
He
guy.
did really well.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
had quite a couple goals. He had 2 or 3 goals, didn't he?
Where's he from? New Minas?
Yeah.
Was this the guy you were telling me about the other day that we could potentially get?
No, that was Graves. You were talking about.
Oh, Graves, yeah. So who's the guy that played for the World Juniors?
Drake Batherson. He's a young guy. He played
Played in Cape Breton.
you know him?
I
played on
Just-
a team with him in like a summer hockey tournament like 3 years ago. But like
That's good
I know
enough.
who he is,
I was
so, like,
I was away for basically him from midget until when he played junior, and I never even heard of him. So
Oh, okay.
Until this
Yeah.
past World Juniors, and he did extremely well.
He had a gross spurt,
representing
but just,
represent Nova
and he worked
Scotia.
hard, yeah, he's a good hockey player.
Yeah.
And he's
Represented Nova Scotia like awesome, and it was good to see. It was good to see a guy from a small town in New Minas go and get 7 goals.
yeah.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Terrible with names, but I know stats. I know
Yeah.
that guy. Okay.
yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. Man, like just talking, there's so much talent that comes out of this province.
It's crazy.
Or just this side of the country. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you played 1 year junior with the Peaks, Pictou Weeks Crushers.
I played 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
But did you know at that point that you wanted to go
Yes.
to Alaska? Like we.
I knew that I wanted to play NCAA ever since I started the high performance program.
So what?
There was my under 14 year in Moncton, like the Atlantic Challenge Cup, where each
Team
province
Nova Scotia.
Yeah,
each province
yeah.
puts together their best U14, U15, and
I
U16
never did
teams.
that shit. Did you?
I know. I was.
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
Never made it past the first round.
Anyway, where was I going?
You knew you wanted to go NCAA.
Yeah, okay, right. In Moncton, they did a presentation about what kind of routes you can take to become a professional hockey player.
Yeah.
And there was the NCAA route, there was like, and the CHL. And for some odd reason, I looked up college hockey when the presentation was over, and I saw the crowds and I saw the atmosphere and I saw this I completely fell in love with it from the moment that I researched it.
That's interesting,
Yeah.
because when I do talk to guys that choose the NCAA route over junior, they usually discover it at the age of like 16 or 17 when they have the choice. I really don't hear guys discovering it at 14 making that decision. That's cool.
Yeah. And like, I was always a smaller guy. I was never really that talented. And I always had to work really hard to make all these teams. And I think the CHL just wasn't really the league for me. I got drafted by the Mooseheads, and it was obviously
Did you?
Yeah, 11th round. And then, sorry?
Sleeper pick.
Yeah, sleeper. Well, they called me, and all the teams that called me, I told them, I was like, listen, I'm only going to go to your camp for 48 hours because I want to play NCAA hockey. And they were like, okay, like, we're still...
Oh, yeah, that's the rule. I forgot about that.
48 hour rule, yeah.
Which is dumb.
It is dumb.
It is. It's a little silly.
Yeah.
Who cares?
You're too young to make that decision, right? Like,
I know.
it's just, I don't know.
It's like, really? You're going to make an hour and 48 hours over a training camp? Like, what?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, keep going.
Excuse me.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, anyway, left camp.
So you did go to the Mooseheads camp.
I did go to
you
the
did do the
camp
48 hours.
And
Okay.
to be honest, it was probably some of the hardest workouts, hardest camp I've ever a part of.
I've been
48
there.
hours.
Terrible. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
They get you going especially the first 48 hours. They see what you're made of.
Oh yeah.
They get you on the ice. I don't even think we touched a puck.
Yeah.
Anyways, keep going.
Yeah. I remember we were doing a skate. It was my first ice session. We were doing a skate at the end of it, and I probably missed the blue line by inches, nothing, right?
Yeah.
And what was the coach's name? Dominic Ducharme or whatever? How do you say his name?
Dom Ducharme, assistant coach of the Montreal Canadiens.
Now, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was right in front of me, and he saw me miss the line, and he came at me in front of everybody in camp and was like, "If you ever do that again, you're gonna get fucking cut on the spot." Oh yeah.
What year did you go to camp?
When I was 16, I
So,
believe.
After your first year of midget, then. So,
Was McKinnon
No,
there?
it was after my second year. I got drafted
Second
after my second year. I didn't get drafted my first year.
okay.
Was McKinnon there that year?
Yeah, but he didn't have to come to the first 40. He
didn't.
He could have not even tried out and made the team. So it's not.
He didn't have to touch the blue line.
He didn't have to touch He wasn't one of the guys that had to touch the blue line. Yeah. There's a difference between first overall and 190 seconds. So anyway.
Jesus, man, I can't believe he yelled at you over that. I guess he's really trying to make his name at the first.
Yeah.
Letting you know, setting the tone.
Oh yeah.
I would have walked off. Nah, that's a lie. I wouldn't have.
I
but
know.
In my mind, I would have.
I just buried.
Back now.
Yeah.
Just buried my head in the next one. I went past the blue line. So
Yeah, he just
anyway.
got a shot.
Yeah.
Good
So,
for you.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, so then after this 48 hours, what's your route
So Jason Malone, the head coach of Pictou County,
Okay.
then contacts me and says, "Listen, there's a spot on the team if you want it." And I was talking with my advisor and like seeing what the best route for me was, and ultimately he was like, "You might develop again if you play your third year midget, or you can go play junior and guaranteed develop." Which was a little confusing for me. Anyway, I ended up making the decision to go to New Glasgow.
Great organization, by the way.
Yes.
Like first class.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And this was my first year. We played half the year in the old
The old.
Brothers or whatever it's
John.
called. JVM.
Yeah.
That
Something
Burn,
rather.
man.
I forget the
It's
name
like
of it.
mud puddles in the parking lot, man. You're
yeah,
trying to play
it's
soccer and you're
Yeah,
just
no
stepping
football
in.
out there,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Anyway,
Corners are like 90-degree angles too. Like
Made of
quick-
2x4s.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Your guys' entrance to the game was pretty impressive. You guys had the little smoke machine going and the little like
gravel
blow up.
pit.
What was it called?
was it called the gravel pit?
I don't know what it was called.
The
but
back.
the game was always delayed by 10 minutes because
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
had to come out of this fucking
Yeah,
tunnel.
100%.
And you had Henry singing "Okay."
Oh, yeah.
Henry. Yeah, guy's a legend, man.
Legend. How did he
There-
sing it? What was his? How did he sing it?
We
He-
stand on guard. We stand
And on guard.
Fully,
That's
yeah.
it.
There was some.
Oh,
there
my
was some.
goodness
It caught me off guard. It caught a couple
Oh,
of guys
you
off
should-
guard the first time.
Oh, yeah,
First
it's-
time we had no idea.
Oh no, man! Brendan Nickerson, he was 14, got pulled up to midget, like got exceptional status, and he was from like Cape Sable Island. He's like a young guy, and he starts singing, and all of a sudden he just like buries his head in his jersey, has no idea what to do. Like
That was like
Yeah, caught so
that was
many
like me
people
the
off
first
guard.
time I heard the Alaska State song.
We'll get to that. That's gonna be hilarious.
Oh, Yeah. Anyway, so he contacts me. He comes down in the summer. Jason Mullally comes down in the summer, meets my family.
Yeah.
This and that, and so I end up signing for 2 years. Well, not for 2 years. It was like the way that we did it. It was he knew that I wanted to play in NCAA. He knew that there was no exposure on the East Coast.
Yeah.
But I wanted to develop in a junior league.
Yeah.
So I essentially said, "Listen, Jason, I'll play for 2 years, and then like you can trade me out west, and then I'll get my exposure, and then I'll be ready, right?"
Oh, so that was already in plan.
That was the plan.
Okay.
And then what happened is at Christmas time, he traded me for JP Harvey. We picked up JP Harvey from Summerside.
Oh, you know JP? Okay, yeah. That's I played with him.
Yeah, so we picked him up.
You went to Pictou?
Yeah, he came to Pictou from
I had
Summerside.
no clue he played in Pictou.
Oh, because he won a championship in Summerside.
Exactly.
Didn't he? Yeah, okay.
Exactly. So we picked him up, and this whole time I didn't even know that I was traded for him. So I went in after my second year into the office for an exit meeting, and I get the bomb dropped on me that I got traded to Summerside at the deadline, but I just needed to finish out the year.
Yeah.
So I was pissed, and I was like, "Listen, I wanted to go out west. You knew this." And this was when I went down to the USHL for a tryout.
Okay.
And I went down to the USHL and I tried out for the Indiana Ice, and I made it past like the first round, and they're only allowed 4 imports, and these imports were like, one guy was from Russia. They had a Finnish goalie that was unbelievable. He's obviously in the show. I need to look up who it was.
This is at the USHL. Man, there's some talent coming out of that league. Like, I've never heard of it until like a couple years ago, but like Getzel played there. The guy that's ripping up the show right now. Like,
Yeah.
there's some talent in that league.
Yeah, that's the feeder for the NCAA. And
Yeah, is it? Oh, is it?
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. They get majority of the talent in the NCAA is from the USHL.
There's been a couple Halifax guys that have gone to the USHL league.
Yeah, Shane Bowers went.
And he's drafted.
That's the guy, Ottawa.
Yeah, he's
He
drafted
played for
Ottawa.
the Max too.
He did.
Yeah.
First round. Did he go first round?
First round.
First round Ottawa,
round, yeah.
15th overall.
Yeah.
Got to get him.
And he's
on
playing.
here.
He's playing really well at BU. Actually, I think he just got awarded the male rookie athlete at Boston University, or for his team.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure of the details of the award, but I saw something online that he received something for being
Shane, if you're listening, you got to come on the show, buddy.
True.
Is he gonna watch John Mullally on the high button? Is he gonna?
Of course he will.
Do you think?
Maybe.
Yeah, he will.
If I was him, I wouldn't anyway. So yeah, traded to Summerside, and the coach from Summerside calls me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Listen, I'm not reporting. You're either gonna have to trade me, or trade me." It was that was all.
Yeah.
And
That's tough. Is it? How old are you? 17?
yeah,
18?
I'm
That's
17.
tough.
I'm 17, and I have to call this coach and be
Grown
like,
man.
yeah, and be like, "Listen, I'm sorry, you traded for nothing. I'm not reporting to you."
That's tough.
Yeah, and he ended up trading me to Whitecourt, Alberta, which was excellent. I had an amazing year there. Anyway, it was pretty funny. He traded me for 2 guys that ended up quitting, so he got nothing either way.
For JP.
Yeah, yeah. Which is sad. And I felt bad, but I needed to look after myself. I needed to get out west and get exposure.
Yeah.
I know, right?
It's a business.
Yeah.
It is.
Exactly.
It is. It truly is. So
Trade to
Whitecourt, and then I played my year in Whitecourt. I loved Whitecourt. I love Whitecourt.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What did you love about it?
We had a training facility. We had a multi-million-dollar training facility that our owner put in.
Who's the owner?
Brent Stark.
What does he own?
He owns. Oh, what does he own? He owns
Stark.
a fire safety company. Scott Safety. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy, like companies you hear of that just make millions of dollars.
Yeah.
It's like
Oil.
fire safety. It's
Yeah.
like millionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Makes sense though. Like,
Exits are here.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I guess.
Yeah.
And anyway, actually, it's kind of ironic because the facility burned down. Electrical fire. I swear to God.
That's the most ironic thing.
Yeah.
It's not funny. Fire is not funny,
No,
but it's
definitely
one of the most ironic things I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
he's laughing.
there's a video online of a virtual tour of the place, and it's unbelievable.
Jesus.
Unbelievable.
So this the guy that owns Whitecourt.
The guy that owns the Whitecourt Wolverines.
Okay.
And I really like the coach out there. Normally, like, I don't know why, but for some reason I always get in disputes with coaches and that we never see eye to eye.
Interesting.
And Joey Bouchard was his name.
Joey
Bouchard.
Okay, that rings a bell, that last name.
Yeah, he went to Shawinigan for a while and assistant coached, I believe.
I don't know.
Anyway, him and I were on the same page, and it was I loved playing for him. I loved playing there. I did really well. He surrounded me with really good players, and I was able to succeed and get a commitment out of it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. And
so why is there more exposure for NCAA like in Middle Canada and not Nova Scotia? Like what you'd think, like scouts from Maine and like Boston would just come up the coast. Why is it just in?
It's a mystery that I will never know.
Maybe
I don't understand why NCAA doesn't recruit the MHL. I have no idea, because there are really good players, and there are younger kids that want to do what I did, but they just need exposure. They just need someone to see them at the right time.
Interesting.
And they don't get that phone call, and then they go to the camp for 3 days.
And then that's
yeah.
another thing about the East Coast is it's very CHL. It's very QMJHL.
I was gonna say that kids just want to play for their hometown team.
Yeah.
You see the Mooseheads, and it's like, I want to. You dream of playing for the Mooseheads growing up.
Yeah.
Like, obviously not, right?
Yeah.
Like, you do, but you like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did,
interesting.
and I got drafted, and then like I still wanted to play in NCAA. That was my dream. That was my goal, and so during my year in Whitecourt, I was approached by a couple different NCAA teams, but
not a big deal.
yeah, not a big deal.
Yeah, brush that one.
Yeah. Anyway, I ended up choosing Alaska. Well, they gave me the best scholarship first of all, which was
You love it.
which was obviously that was the main.
It's so hard to talk about it. Yeah, you know.
Honestly, like I wouldn't have been able to afford to go to school at these other big institutions.
So your parents are through the roof right now.
Oh yeah. When I called them and went in Whitecourt, when I finally committed.
Yeah.
You did it.
Yeah.
You finally did it, John.
Your kids can lay back. Your parents can put their feet up.
Yep. So,
just talking about it.
Originally my commitment was for.
Yeah.
Originally, I was supposed to come back and play my 20 year.
Okay.
I was supposed to come back to Whitecourt and play my 20-year-old year. Instead,
Alaska was cool with that, with you playing one more year in Alberta.
that was when they wanted me. That's when they needed me, right? Because that's when the spot was available.
Yeah.
And what happened is one of their guys quit a year before I was supposed to come in. So they called me the summer I was supposed to go back to Whitecourt and was like, listen, we want you for next year. So I ended up changing my commitment. I had to call Joey and say, listen, like I'm going to make the decision to go up to Fairbanks this year. He obviously wasn't upset because
Keep going. I just got to close the door. Keep talking.
That's cool. And he knew Dallas Ferguson, the head coach of Fairbanks, and he knew that he was a really good coach. And that was my style of play. The Alaska Nanooks was my style of play, and I fit in really well there, and I succeeded, and I felt like I did well. But anyway, I decided to leave. I really enjoyed my time there, though.
So when you found out that you were going to be going to Alaska, were you back in Halifax or were you still in Alberta?
I was in Halifax.
So okay, so at least you weren't like scrambling around.
It wasn't a scramble situation.
Okay.
It was a my decision kind of thing. And
When you come back to Halifax, who do you train with? Or you just freelance, do it by yourself?
Well, when I was younger, I had a strength and conditioning coach, Isaac Smith. He was an Olympic lifter.
Ooh.
And like as of late, I've been going into like the high performance training gym with.
Who did you train with last summer?
Who did I train with last summer?
Last summer, John was a bit bigger than he wanted to be coming into camp. For SMU.
Yeah.
I remember he called me after like the first day of camp, and I had to come pick him up. He's like, "Man, I literally can't fucking walk." He's like, I picked him up on the side of the road with his bag, like couldn't walk. Like you weren't ready for camp.
I was not ready for camp at all. No. I barely trained last summer. It was, my year obviously took a hit because of it.
Well,
but
you're good for next year. You'll be firing.
Yep.
Half the guy you were. So
seriously, oh my god, I was so big going into training camp.
A couple too many beer bellies there.
Too many Ronas.
It was bad.
Yeah.
That's funny. At least you can admit it and laugh about it. Some guys deny.
Yeah,
Who cares?
well,
the guy did it and still played CIS hockey, right? So it's like, I don't know. Guys we beat you, but it's like I couldn't fucking do that. I didn't even get a snub. I hardly got a snub at junior A. So you mean like
All right, let's not talk about that right now.
yeah.
Let's go back to let's go back to Alaska.
yeah,
So
back to Alaska.
you know you're going to Alaska. What do you do? Like, you go buy a Canada Goose jacket? Like, what's your first plan here? Like, what's on your mind? Like, the day you find out.
Honestly, I was supposed to go on a visit. During my 20 year.
Okay.
And because it got bumped, I never went and did my visit,
Yeah.
my official visit. So
Oh.
I had no idea what I was getting
You're
myself
just
into.
Googling pictures, eh?
Yeah, I just University of Alaska.
Yeah.
Scrolling images. Just
Scrolled images.
You are you in a dorm or are you in like a hockey house?
My freshman year, I was in a dorm.
Okay. How was that?
It was unreal. It was fun.
Were they allowed beer in the dorm?
No, we lived in a dry dorm because we were athletes.
So how'd you sneak beer in?
Backpacks.
Yeah, I was gonna
Or
say.
actually, no. My roommate and I were on the lower level.
Okay.
And our window didn't have a screen because somebody threw a snowball at it and it broke.
That can happen.
Yeah. Anyway, ended up paying for that too.
Convenient how that happens, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we would always sneak beer up through the window.
Also, you're on the first level.
We were on the
sorry,
first
okay.
level. All the other guys. Well, it was us and a couple other guys were on the first level, but
Yeah.
ours was in the front of the dorm, so it was the easiest to
Yeah.
take cases and just throw them in the window.
Would you get 2 4s, 12 packs? You probably just get
30 racks.
30. Oh yeah, because the States beer's nothing.
Beer's like
Peanuts.
Oh yeah, you'd go no tax in Alaska either.
You chew tobacco?
No,
Guys that chew tobacco love
Did you ever?
going down there.
did I? Like, not really.
No?
I did a little bit,
bringing up
but
beauty to chew
no, like not a huge beauty. I never really got into it.
Well, it is. That's like no one chews after junior hockey. Like
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, like
Well, I never played after junior hockey,
also-
so I don't know.
It's also $26 a tin now. So like
True, and they don't have flavors or
Yeah.
anything.
$26 a
Oh, yeah.
tin?
It's a tin,
What
yeah.
was it?
it was
What-
like $16 when I was in
Yeah.
high school. And now
Yeah.
it's $26 for a can of straight
Straight. That's all they
straight
have.
skull. No flavor, nothing.
Yeah.
Just
I tried it once and it wasn't for me. I was trying to fit in and I was
Yeah,
like, fuck it.
That's essentially how I got into it. I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll pack and lay.
Yeah.
being a
Jesus.
beauty with the boys. Anyway, actually, the first time I did it, it was in Moncton with Mark Falkenham.
Oh yeah.
We were at the Monctonian. And we were in the hotel. I don't know what hotel it is in Moncton, but there's a
There's a
pool
bunch
in
of
the
them.
middle. There's a pool in the middle, and there's like glass windows all the way around.
Okay, I don't know.
Anyway, it was me and a bunch of other rookies and Mark Falkenham. He was the vet.
Yeah.
I thought he was the coolest guy when I came in. Anyway.
because he was packing shoes.
Oh yeah,
exactly,
beauty. He just, like the way he just conducted himself, I thought he was the coolest guy. And like around the rink, he was tough. Like he was. Anyway, he invited me over to his room and he had chew and he's like, Mulls, like
Moles.
take a dip, man. Like the boys are chilling. And I was like, sure. And he did it for me. And I'm telling you, man,
He did it for you.
He stuck his hand in there, and he must have pulled out one of the biggest dips I've ever
See,
seen.
that's-
and he opened my mouth for me and shoved it in. And he said, just cover your lip over it.
Talking about
Cover your
it.
lip over it.
It's
Yeah.
Like, that smell.
No word of a lie, I had it in for 5 seconds.
Was it a flavored or was it just plain? Flavor always helps a bit.
It might have been flavored.
That always helps.
I don't think I would have put straight in.
Ugh.
Anyway,
Just talking about it.
Yeah.
not even 5 seconds later, I had to take it out.
Yeah.
And then I yacked for the remainder of
That's
the night.
usually how it goes.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah.
Guys that
And
love
that's
it, love it.
that's
Yeah.
really what turned me off it, honestly. And that's why I never really got into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? When we were talking about Alaska.
Training, yeah.
30 racks of beer and chew is the last
There's
thing.
dorm room.
Dorm room.
Yeah.
Sneaking beer in 30
Dorm room,
pack.
yeah, so dorm room I lived with Jordan Burns.
First year.
My freshman year. He played in Vernon and Salmon Arm, and I love the guy to death.
Yeah.
He'll be my friend forever. And actually, it was really shitty. It was really shitty to see what happened to him up in Fairbanks.
Who's this, sorry?
Jordan Burns.
Okay.
He was my roommate.
Okay.
Anyway, he didn't really play a whole lot.
Yeah.
And the very first game he played against the #1 ranked team in the nation in Anchorage.
Who?
St. Cloud State.
Okay.
Anyway, they flew up for the Kendall Classic, which
Is that the green team?
No,
Okay, sorry.
the Huskies. St. Cloud State.
I'm
red.
terrible with the whole NCAA thing.
Anyway, they came up and they were ranked first in the nation.
Yeah.
And this was my first NCAA game as well. So this is our
Was the crowd packed?
And well, no, it was in Anchorage. It was a tournament. It's like a pre-season tournament. Kendall Classic up in down in Anchorage.
So it's your first taste. It's not
so this was my first taste of NCAA hockey, and I'm out there against the number 1 team in the nation, and I'm telling you, I was just pigeon necked the whole time watching these guys go back and forth and pass the puck around, and like the speed of the game it went from mediocre to absolutely like insane. Like,
go back to the Burn story before.
Oh yeah, the Burn story, right? So
because it's not. We're playing. He told me yesterday.
Yeah, so we're playing St. Cloud State, and Burnsy's first NCAA shift.
Yeah,
he absolutely has Papa John on speed dial. Chucks a pizza right through the middle, and their best player comes in, grabs it, absolutely rips one. Or I don't know if they scored on it, but anyway, his very first shift, he turned the puck over twice, and essentially he never really played again for 2 years. He got in a couple.
Too. Not even 1 year, 2 years.
He got in a couple games, and
where's this guy from?
He's from BC. He actually transferred with me.
Okay.
He transferred to the University of Regina. But it was, I couldn't even believe that they did it to him. They didn't even give him another chance.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it was hard because I lived with him, right?
And that makes it even worse,
right? And that freshman year, and I played essentially all the games.
So it's like if you want to talk about the game in the room, it's like you can't talk about it because that sucks,
right?
What line were you playing on in your first year when you were there?
My freshman year, I was essentially third, fourth the whole time. Yeah,
just stuck you out there.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing at all.
Same bodies.
Nope. And that's why they brought me in. That's kind of the player I am. They didn't bring me in to go and score 30 goals.
Oh yeah, your first year, you're just happy to be there. You have to learn the system and things like that.
Getting in the lineup was enough.
It's like, do they carry just a bunch of people on the roster? Because I know at St. Mary's they carry
Oh my goodness. We had 30 on the roster at one point.
Yeah, there you go. That's a lot.
We had like 5 guys in the stands.
But your school's paid for. You always think about that at the back of the line.
It's true, and that was always the reason why I wanted to go NCAA's, because I did care about my education, and I did care about schooling.
Smart.
Looking back, and all the guys that I'm playing with now all played in the CHL, and like
their school's all paid for.
Their school's all paid for.
They're driving Jeeps.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of guys drive Jeeps on SMU.
No, just you know what I mean. Like they're not worried about school.
No, they're really not worried about school because it's covered.
The CHL like covers their players fairly well.
The CHL definitely. If you put in your work, the CHL will look after.
What is it? 4 years? I was having this conversation with Hardy.
You play a certain amount of games each year.
It depends on your contract. Honest to goodness.
Yeah.
Because you could play a season and get 4 years paid for, or you could play one game and get 4 years paid for. It's all kind of who you are and what you're looking for.
A lot of politics
in your contract,
involved.
right?
That's hockey, right? It's all politics, right?
Essentially.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I want to go back to that game you were talking about where you said the puck was flying, your first game against St. Cloud
State.
Any notable players on that team, or just like in general that you've played against? Like you play against Eichel or like anyone in NCAA that's just like...
Parayko?
No, I never played with him. He left. But I heard he was a class act. And
who's this? Sorry,
Colton Parayko. He plays for the St. Louis Blues now.
Whoa,
the big guy, huge, number 55.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. I've seen him.
So he was there.
The guy who was in playoffs like 2 years ago and was still doing his like exams there while he's in
that
playoffs.
guy.
Yeah, him. Yeah. He was in playoffs and he was finishing up his degree.
Jesus, man, I don't know how some of these players do
driven.
that.
Apparently, he was just
driven.
He would do anything.
Just another level of driven.
Another level of compete. Apparently, like
Jesus.
The way that they talked about him in the room and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is he could have left after his sophomore year easily and played regularly in the NHL. 100%.
I'm telling you, man, some guys just have it. Even just outside the rink.
Yeah.
Just some guys have the. Yeah. They know what they're doing.
Yeah. Another really good player I played with was Tyler Mullally. He was my captain my freshman year, and his shot was so like deceiving that he would like cut into the middle and just wrist one and it would go in, and like everyone's like, what the hell?
Yeah, I love people like that.
Just an innocent wrister, and it flies in.
Because you're like, I could do that, but somehow they just put it past the goalie.
he had a way of slowing down the game and seeing people like
almost like a Gretzky thing. Does Gretzky slow down the game?
And he saw people that I didn't think were open. He'd hit them. And anyway, so he was really good. He played down in San Diego for a year. So he played for the Gulls.
The Gulls?
Yeah. And then he went over to the Austrian league, I believe. And just recently he got traded to the Finnish league.
Okay.
Yeah,
you can make some good money over there.
Yeah, 100%.
You can live comfortably and like
man.
They cover essentially everything.
If you're making $100,000-$200,000 a year playing hockey, I'm sure they probably make more.
Yeah.
You're laughing.
Living in Europe.
As long as you're good with your money.
Cool. Yeah, exactly.
Like it was when you're done, you got to be good with your savings, I guess you could say.
I'm trying to think of who I like played against.
Well, let me ask you some other questions, and if you come up with anything throw, just let me know. So, like, I want to go back to Alaska, and because it's an interesting place to live. Like, a lot of people don't go to Alaska. So, outside the rink, well, first of all, I want to talk to you about your school and hockey life balance, things like that, and also some hobbies outside of the rink in Alaska. Like, what did you go ice fishing? Like, what do you do? What's like? I got nothing.
It's tough because you get up there in beginning of August and you essentially need to get all your outdoor stuff done.
What do you mean outdoor stuff? What does that mean?
Well, because for 8 months it's essentially pitch black and freezing cold. So you have a month at the beginning of the year and a month after the year to do all your like
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, to do like your fishing, your hunting, your like all the golfing.
Why would you
and
want to live there? Like,
holy
and
shit. So when you wake up like at lunchtime it's dark.
Dark. You dead of winter, you get like an hour maybe of like haze.
Wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
It was different. It was very different. It was
Did you watch a lot of movies?
A lot of movies.
A lot of Netflix.
A lot of inside activities.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you get up there, you try and get in golfing, you try and go hunting, you go fishing, like you get out on the Chena, you get out on the Chena River on the boat, like
do you have any buddies that were like locals on the team that can kind of show you around the town? That's always
my
good.
freshman year, we had a local Alec Dukovic and actually Justin Woods and Taylor Munson, so we had a couple local guys.
That's always nice.
Yeah. And actually my first ever night, Alec picked me up from the airport and I thought it was just going to be him and I come out and there's 3 other recruits and a full car. So we jammed in his Yukon and I'm laying on the back of like 3 guys with my gear, a goalie and his gear and another guy, and we're all freshmen, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but I jumped in this car and I don't know, I never really looked back. Well, until I transferred, but
transferred.
Anyway, he let us stay in his house for the first couple of weeks while I was up there, and he helps you get transitioned into the city and shows you the university where you'll be living, and the classes you'll be taking, and the rank and stuff like that.
Do you guys fly to games? Because it seems like
we flew to every game.
Every single game. You guys got your own plane, or you guys like charter flights, or
no? We would get on. Essentially, we jam in the back of every plane that we've been on. So we get the first 4 rows by the bathroom, and we would jam our entire team on.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's a big deal, man. You're still a young kid. You're flying to your games.
Traveling was unbelievable. I totally fell in love with traveling while I was there.
They made it comfortable for you.
Yeah. And I will continue to travel after I'm graduated from St. Mary's because I did fall in love with traveling through Fairbanks.
Give me some of the coolest schools that you went to, like other nice campuses, maybe.
Notre Dame.
Oh, that's nice. The gold helmets.
Yeah, the Golden Domers. Huh?
The band.
Oh yeah. Did you guys have a band in Alaska?
No,
because that's like a college tradition.
Yeah,
like
we didn't have one. We had like a kind of a small school.
Okay.
But we had a really good hockey community, so we had a lot of people that would come in from the community instead of students. Yeah, we had a lot of people from the community come watch the games.
Yeah, you had a good fan base.
Oh yeah,
that's always helpful.
Oh yeah, 100%. Another really nice campus we went to was the University of Wisconsin.
Okay.
In Madison.
Okay.
It was always fun to go down to Huntsville. Yeah. Alabama Huntsville.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that where Sonia is?
Yeah, that's where Sons is. Well, was
And
now.
Nosy was there too. For
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, played for the Havoc.
Yeah. They just won it too, I think.
They did?
Yeah.
I mean, I like going to all the schools.
Yeah.
I like going to all the
Well, if
schools.
you're flying there, yeah,
we
of
flew-
course.
Our shortest trip was Anchorage. Our longest was Nashville. We fly into Nashville and drive down to Townsville.
You ever catch any like NHL games when you go to these cities, or like any just sporting events, football?
My freshman year, we watched Blackhawks in Nashville.
In Nashville?
How's
that rink?
United Center? No, it was in Chicago.
Oh, Chicago.
Yeah.
I heard that rink's incredible.
Yeah. Oh yeah, United Center. It was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. We had the very last row in the upper bowl, so we literally couldn't have gotten any like higher in the stands.
Yeah.
But the experience was unbelievable, regardless of where we were sitting.
Did the school get the tickets?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
Oh yeah. I don't know how much they were. They were probably only like $40. They probably weren't very.
No.
They probably weren't very. But if you're buying for like 24 guys,
Yeah.
you're-
I would have thought it would have been way more. Chicago
Do that in
Blackhawks.
NCAA? Are they allowed to buy stuff for you? Is that only when you're like a
it was
recruit?
it was per diem.
Okay,
It was per diem.
okay,
Yeah, we're allowed to. I think per diem. I don't know. Honestly,
Yeah,
I
get
took
in-
the
get
money.
in trouble here.
I walked off the bus. Listen, coach stood at the front of the bus with per diem, and he just said, "Dude," and you don't ask questions. You're not gonna ask questions when you're getting handed money, right?
No. Oh yeah, that's another thing. You can't accept money. Yeah.
There's so many rules, right?
You got to sign anything when you go into these things. Obviously, you got to sign something.
You got to sign. I forget what it is exactly, but going through the clearinghouse, like
What is that? What's that clearinghouse?
the clearinghouse is essentially to prove that you're eligible. And my sophomore year, we had a guy come in and he screwed up, and all it was is he ticked the yes box instead of the no box, and he was suspended for a year.
That's just
I'm telling you, they are
hockey dummy.
They
I would have done the
are-
same thing.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
They're all over that. I said that I had an advisor,
Yeah.
and I was basically in a dispute with the NCAA for 4 months in the summer, trying to figure out like what he is and if you pay him or if you don't, or what he actually does for you. They have so many rules
What
and
you're allowed to talk about.
what you're allowed to,
like,
right?
It's like you can't even say like because of certain promises and stuff. Like
you
it's-
can't with NCAA. You can't do a whole lot of anything.
I wonder where that 48-hour rule comes from. If that's from NCAA or if that's from junior teams.
NCAA probably.
That's ridiculous,
Yeah.
man. Just a bunch of white rich people like holding all their money up. Like you hear like those basketball rumors up there, like about how players aren't getting paid and shit like that. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
NCAA sounds like a bunch of crooks to me.
Yeah.
Every time it comes up in conversation, it's not good conversation.
It's really good hockey. I will say that.
Yeah, you should be getting paid though. It's
yeah.
crazy. You should be getting money.
The thing is what would a scholarship be considered?
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's the excuse that NCAA is gonna have for until the end of time.
So,
Like
what,
these-
what would 2 years cost at Alaska then? Like what's the
Well,
there?
if I was non-resident, it'd probably be like 25 American.
a year?
Yeah,
It's a lot of money.
a lot of money.
that's not even a lot of money for American schooling.
It's not.
No, there's some schools $100,000, 120, 70, this and that, right?
Where do parents have this money, man?
Well, the thing is
Like,
if you're good enough to get a scholarship and say play hockey and go to Harvard and get your education paid for through hockey, that's obviously a no-brainer.
yeah.
Right?
But think about the kid that's not on scholarship.
Right.
That wants to go become a doctor at Harvard and doesn't have that scholarship,
Yeah.
and he has to fork over $120,000 a year. That's
crazy.
not a human to me. Like, where do you
crazy.
justify
Right,
that? Do you really love brain surgery that much that you're gonna? I don't know.
No idea.
I can't even comprehend it.
No idea.
I probably
dude.
sound like an idiot. We're getting off topic here.
Yeah.
Getting too deep here.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's. What did I want to talk to? Also, I know. I guess you covered the hobbies outside of what you did what you did outside in
Yeah, I
Alaska.
drank quite a bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's dark all the time there.
Yeah.
What time does the bar close in Alaska? 2, 3.
2 or 3 o'clock. The thing is we didn't really there wasn't a whole lot of bars. There really wasn't a bar scene in Fairbanks.
It's house parties and shit.
It was,
or-
yeah, it was all house parties. It's
Good looking women up in Alaska.
It's like, it's either night or day. It's either you are or you aren't. There's
Well, at least there's a day.
there's no in between, I'm telling you.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's odd, but anyway, yeah. Majority when we partied, it wasn't at the bar. It was mostly house parties.
Well, it's just like here in Nova Scotia. When you're younger, when
Yeah.
you're not old enough to go to the bar, it's just
Well, the
house
thing is
parties.
we were all old enough to go to the bar. There was just no good bars.
Well, you wouldn't have been old enough to go to the bar, were you? No. 21.
Well, I was 20.
20. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
My
I guess,
freshman
yeah.
year, I wasn't. But
Was is Alaska one of those places where it's like, you got a little facial hair, we'll let you in? Like, do they ID, or is it because, like, when you go to some places in Quebec and it's just like,
they
whatever.
ID. They ID. My freshman year, Burnsy and I got in so much trouble for having booze in our room. They would come in. Honestly, they targeted us. It was easy for them because they knew that we would have booze in our room. So they would do random checks on like Friday, Saturdays, and our fridge would be full of beer, and we'd get written.
Oh, you didn't
up.
even hide it. You just
Well, no, I mean once it's in the room,
Warm beer, right?
yeah. Well, once it's in the room, you would think that you're safe and sound, but
Yeah.
they come in, search everything.
It's like prison.
It sounds
Yeah.
like a prison.
It is,
Yeah.
literally, yeah.
You're like in a little room
I'm
with a
telling
bed.
you, the RAs up there were ridiculous. They didn't let us get away with anything. They honestly, my personal opinion, I think they enjoyed writing us up, and it was a big issue. It was
like RAs at
it was a
Alabama, too,
big
like,
issue my sophomore year.
like-
We went in and talked to the RAs, like the head RA, and we were like, listen,
Fuck off.
this is ridiculous. We can't even have 5 people and watch a movie in a house without getting written up for noise.
You should just be like, do you know who I am? I'm on the hockey team.
Yeah,
All right, back
you
off
don't-
here.
Yeah, you don't
I'm
have
a
that
full
much.
ride.
They don't even care. You don't
What's,
even.
like the main sport there? Is it hockey?
Yeah, hockey and rifle.
You guys were on the campus.
Rifle.
Yeah, that was our only 2 Division 1 teams.
Wow.
Our rifle team was actually like national champions a couple times, so they were really good.
Can you do rifling in Canada? Is that a?
You must be.
Rifle and I don't know. There's another.
Oh my god.
Small bore. or
The
something,
fact
I
that
don't
you
know.
just said in Canada, I completely forgot that Alaska was part of America. I'm such a fucking.
That happens a lot of
This
times.
whole
people-
time.
Yeah,
thinking.
Yeah.
There's no NCAA schools in Canada.
No.
There's
No,
nothing.
there's, no.
No, they hate Canada.
And that's like why. I
Well,
think
there is
there's not
actually-
a lot of like. Yeah. Well,
Simon Fraser, they have like a couple. I think their volleyball team played
How
against
random.
our volleyball team. Yeah, our Division 2 women's volleyball team played against them. I think when they went into Canada. I think that was the only like D2 school in Canada.
Eh.
Yeah, they have a couple different teams that compete against American schools.
Anyways, back to the RAs. Bunch of weasels.
Weasels. Couldn't even. Oh, there was so many times where they would come into our room, or Nerlin Hall wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. We got in trouble a little bit.
Yeah.
It was when we moved up to the upper campus apartments my
Yeah.
sophomore year,
Yeah.
when we could actually throw parties, is
Yeah.
when we got into a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
But they would look for it. Like
Yeah. They
we
knew.
had during spring break.
Yeah.
We have a day. It's called Case Day. So everyone buys a case of beer.
Yeah.
And you drink it outside when it's somewhat nice.
Yeah.
And everyone just tries to finish a case of beer during the day. And that year,
like a 2-4.
Like a 2-4 challenge.
Yeah, 2-4
Yeah,
challenge
yeah,
essentially.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Case Day.
Yeah,
It was
case
case.
day.
It's case,
I get it.
case in the States.
Yeah.
Anyway, you go outside and you just try to drink 24 beer all day long, and you just a marathon, right?
Yeah.
And at one point during the day, they had RAs like a wall in my backyard. I couldn't even believe it. I'm like, first of all, we're in college. There might not have been all legal to drink, but majority were.
Yeah.
And like they had bracelets, and they were really easy to get bracelets and just kind of slip them on and melt them back on. And anyway, they gave us a really hard time. And
Alaska, lighten up over there, all right?
it's like
kids
for
are just
real.
trying to have fun.
For real. And I'm looking at these schools in the lower 48, and they're like absolute Project X parties.
Yeah.
And nobody says boo.
I hope these RAs are watching this or listening to this right now, because
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I want to move on to SMU. We're almost up on an hour here, so I want to talk a little bit about SMU. Obviously, an incredible organization. You guys are, historically, you guys won championships this year. Unfortunately, not the case. But talk a little bit about the organization, how much you love it, and why you chose to go there over, maybe other options that you might have had.
Yeah. Well, the reason I went to St. Mary's is because it's close to home. When I was going through the transfer process, one of the main things that I wanted was to go home and be closer to home. And I think really the only choice if you're going to come to Halifax to play hockey is St. Mary's. So I ended up getting in contact with Trevor Steinberg, and he said, listen, there's a spot for you on the team, like your style of play. This is something that we're looking for this season. So I humbly accepted. I said, yep, sign me up. I'll play this year. And I didn't really know a whole lot about the school or the organization or like the program essentially. So it was a learning curve this year. And I think the guys in the room that were there, like helped me transition and help me get into the team, because as a transfer student, it is difficult to just become part of a team, right? Yeah. A team that's been together for what, a couple years now, and then I just jump in.
And like, are you a rookie or?
Yeah, and right, I'm like a third year transfer. I was considered a rookie, which was bullshit.
Did you get rookie of the year?
Hell no. Hell no. You gotta play to get
It's
that.
the only time you want to be considered a rookie.
Yeah. You gotta play to get that. Anyway, so yeah, I go in and they make me feel right at home, and the transition was unbelievable. And you know, shout out to Cole Shoveldave. He was the goalie this year. He just graduated. He's back in Calgary. He helped me tremendously this year, not only with hockey but with my life and stuff like that. And yeah, it was really nice to meet him, and he'll be our
That's the guy that I might be living with if I get that job out west.
Oh yeah, you haven't found out yet?
No, not till the start of the next
apparently did good on his interview though.
Yeah, I know. We're all pulling for you, buddy.
Yeah, seriously.
If you want to plug it, go ahead.
Yeah,
or if you don't want to jinx it.
We'll wait and see.
Yeah.
You don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, don't want to be that guy, but
Yeah.
Is the stick boy JD? Is he still there?
JD is still there.
He's still there, and then the father Mike, they're still there.
Findsy. Oh yeah,
that's
beauties.
Funny.
I love those two.
Yeah, they're great people.
Honestly, I've never seen somebody work as hard as Mike Finds.
Oh, he's a rink rat. He loves being there, loves being around the guys. Loves it. Does he still take the pictures of the games?
Loves it. Oh yeah.
How does he post them? I remember when.
Well, he did this year. This year he did hockey cards. He really wanted to do hockey cards.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
should have brought yours along to show
the one. We have a deck at the house.
Yeah.
You got your own cards at the house.
Yeah. Well, I don't have mine. Sarah stole mine and put it on the fridge.
Worked at Bubba Ray's, and they had like a bunch, so she grabbed a bunch and grabbed his and put it on her fridge. So like,
I'll take it.
Yeah,
whenever we have a party, and my face is always in the fridge. I'm always like,
very smart.
Who's that stud?
Who's that guy that plays on the SMU hockey team? Like,
yeah.
That's wicked, man. Are you pumped with the new rink?
I am really excited about the new rink.
Is it a hassle to go to the Forum? Like,
oh my God.
Hardy was saying that it's not like ideal for most players.
Well,
to, like,
he lives next door to the Forum.
For him, it's
good. Does he?
Yeah,
he lives next door to the
Forum.
Forum.
Right beside it. But
Yeah. For all the other guys that live down in the South End.
Yeah.
But on the other side of it, he lives far away from school, right? So like,
right? It's
yeah,
kind of pros and cons.
Yeah.
It's gonna completely change SMU's hockey, I think. Like,
yeah, like the scouting process too, saying that the rink is on campus.
We have a brand new rink.
You gonna share a room with Dal there, or
no? I think honestly, in my opinion,
like strictly out of the Forum. Then is that no clue, right?
No idea.
I think Dal is gonna take over the Forum, and we're just
they didn't build a rink,
and we're just out of there.
Yeah.
And actually, the women's team is moving in, and Dal's women's team is there too. So
at SMU or at the Forum?
At the Forum.
Oh man, that's crowded.
Yeah, it's really crowded. Which I don't know. In my opinion, it's kind of bush league. But
do you like playing at the Forum?
No.
No.
I liked it when in midget. I don't know why, but now
because it felt cool in midget. It was like a big rink. Right?
I guess. Hey,
I like the Civic.
True.
I like the Civic way more in midget.
Civic's way better ice too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Playing midget, I like the Civic over the Forum.
Did you guys ever have home
the Saturday night game was always at the Civic, and the Forum, and the Sunday afternoon game was always in the Forum, and I
hated that.
I hated it.
Yeah.
Why would I guess just
because the lights just right through the windows.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a game. Yeah,
and looking out the back of the rink, the doors you can see right through to the parking lot.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either. That's just, I don't know, my opinion.
Historical rink though, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll tear it down when everyone moves. because there was a discussion about that a couple years ago.
Discussion about
and the only reason they didn't was because you guys were there and Dal and all the university teams. So when they leave, I wonder what will happen.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think Dal will stay until. Well, there was talk about them getting a new rink.
That was my favorite rink before they tore it down. That wood roof.
Yeah, it was cool. Like,
that
it was
wood
cool,
roof.
Yeah.
It was sick. The one side, the wood stand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
It was
man.
sick.
It looked like a States type of rink.
Yeah,
Or
well
like
said.
States,
The
yeah.
dressing rooms were all the way in the back,
Yeah,
kind of
they're
thing.
Huge too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great rink. And you could hear everything because the wood, everything echoed off the wood.
Echoed, yeah.
You could yell to your buddy in the corner and he'd hear you. It was great for communication.
Yep.
All right, then.
Yeah.
That was good. We're at an hour here. Do you have anything else that you wanted to talk about? Everything that I wanted to cover.
Well, I didn't
pretty much.
I don't know. I don't really have all the.
What?
It was It was funny because originally I was supposed to go before Warrensy and before Nosy, right? And I'd get it out, and then those guys would tell all the stories, all the beauty hockey stories after. But I just don't have the kind of stories that they have.
Well, no,
I was
because you're not a beauty, John.
obviously.
Yeah, you got to start chewing tobacco.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's the key element.
Those guys have tattoos. and
Anyway,
stuff.
yeah.
Like, you're not.
No tattoos.
Well, actually, Warrensy was telling me a story the other day that he was over at the house the other day, and
Whose house?
and he went to
At
hit
our-
me
at our place.
and he went to hit me when he was playing junior.
Yeah.
And apparently I rocked him. I stood him up. I was young and I don't remember doing this, and he was like, "Man, that was
Yeah,
one."
he was saying he was feeling pretty good when he.
Oh,
was
he
telling the
admitted
story.
it?
Yeah.
He admitted to it, but he's like,
Yeah.
Johnny, I tell you, like, I still remember when I ran into you when you were in junior A.
I wish I would have played with him,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, he's an absolute beauty.
I would have
He's,
ran around like an idiot if I'd known he was on my team.
Do you ever hear the story about Doodle and him? How Doodle just I think he got rocked or something like that. And he's something about Warrensy just sticking up for him or something like that.
There's probably tons of those stories.
Yeah.
And that was like
Always
well,
sticking his nose
yeah.
in somewhere.
my younger years there was enforcer. I don't even know if enforcer is the thing in hockey nowadays. Fuck me.
It's a debate.
Joke. Anyway, Andrew Darrigal. And do you remember him?
Jeremy Butterworth fought him.
Yeah, in Bridgewater.
Yeah.
What a last name.
Yeah, Butterworth. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But Darrigal was like, what? He's like.
Darrigal fought.
How tall is he? He's like
6'3".
Yeah, like a
He's-
big guy. And
he's
Jeremy
huge.
Butterworth was 5'6",
He's playing-
5'7", tiny guy.
Yeah, he was playing for Brampton Beast. Right out of Pictou County, he went straight to Brampton.
Oh.
Yeah, he was big, he was tough, and he was mean, and he was a good player.
Darrigal.
Andrew Darrigal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scary guy looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a scary last
So
name.
he was our like big tough guy, and
Yeah.
and he
I
fought
remember Toma was a big.
Toma. He fought him. Who was the guy in Truro? The tough guy in Truro. He fought Warrens 100 times. Must have. Warrens, like he fought Warrens.
Yeah, so you played against Warrens.
I played against him. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I also wanted to ask you, when you were at Alaska, did you wear the cage or the full visor?
I wore the cage.
Why not full visor?
Well, because the way I played, I'd scratch it too much.
Oh,
I went
yeah.
head first into a lot of people. So, and that was a
Watch
good.
him play for like one game, you'd understand.
Yeah,
Like,
and
just,
that-
like he just stands stills and runs at people.
I'll have to come out and watch you this year and
Yeah.
when at a game
How
at
many-
SMU.
You check his stats. He's like, how many games played did you have this year? You had,
Oh, I led the
20?
team in PIMS.
Did you?
And
Yeah.
and played like a third of the games.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like,
But it was a lot of suspensions in 10 minutes.
you got it.
I swear to God, the refs, CIS, hockey is just soft. I like.
The reffing is not.
I gave some guy in
Consistent.
Acadia
it's
Acadia.
not.
I gave some guy a little arm shake. He was a little smaller and he was bending over, and I might have got him in the face, but I wasn't skating. I was coasting, and I just kind of, come on, you watch the
No, I mean,
video.
you hit him, but that's funny because you got McGlynn's penalty too, right?
Yeah. So the refs gave me 28 minutes in penalties.
This is the last game of the year. Right?
How does that happen?
No. First game of the series, isn't it?
I don't know what it was.
Series. I don't know. You guys lost and
It
kept
was.
going. And
I think it was during the regular season. Anyway, I gave the guy a little shimmy arm, and Connor McGlynn came in and absolutely nailed somebody on the back check. But it was all at the same time. So
there's two guys laying on the ice.
two of the Acadia guys laying on the ice. Arm goes up. 28 minutes of penalties for 28.
That must be a
and I got
record.
kicked out of the game. They had a 7-minute power play.
They gave him his head contact and 10 and 2. And
yeah.
then 10 and 2.
And then a 5 and a 2.
Yeah.
That's too much math.
Yeah, it was.
That's crazy.
I couldn't even believe it when I looked at the stat sheet on the way home on the bus.
Did you save it?
No, I didn't. But I was like, honest to God, you can't even hit in hockey anymore. You can't.
No,
and my year-end meeting, it was like, you're gonna have to change the way you play.
That's what Trev said?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I took a lot of like hitting penalties. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
AUS is soft, eh? They should just be allowed fighting, so there isn't like. This is what me and Hardy were talking about too.
Right. It's like because it keeps people in check. If
keeps people accountable.
If you know Hardy's on the ice, like, right, he can go. He can stick up. Well, he could.
Who would be in charge of that? Who would be in charge of that rule at the AUS? What would the guy's title be? We'll get him on the podcast and I'll talk to him.
Though,
I'll get his reasoning for it.
Seriously. I think because it's school. I think because it's
who cares?
Post-secondary.
It's hockey.
It is hockey, but
and I think the argument is like NCAA, they still wear cages and visor and fish bowls, but and there's no fighting.
There's no fighting.
So like, why in Canada is it visor? Why is it like the league should be somewhat the same and being equal if they're going to be?
I agree.
Have the same rules, right? Like,
I think so.
Yeah.
What kind of food do you guys get after the games at SMU?
Pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah, the bus food.
Right.
Generic bus food.
always
Swiss chalet quite a bit actually. That was a treat.
That's always nice.
Oh yeah.
Always nice.
You always love the Swiss chalet.
That's part of the best
chicken,
part of hockey is the food after
100%.
too. Warm up and the food after the game.
Yeah.
And the game.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're good. Thanks for coming out, fellas. I appreciate it. We're gonna have to get you guys both back.
Yeah. Well,
sounds great.
I love it.
I'll be around. So
Every time someone else comes on, they always mention another name and then another name and then just one big snowball. So we'll make sure it happens. Once again, all the listeners, thank you for listening. I appreciate the support. Godspeed. All right. See you later.